Right, it's a Wednesday, the 19th of October, and we finally managed to catch up with Alan and Ann Goodwin, who have been stalwart members at this church, I believe, for a long time.
Well, 10 years.
Okay. And what's your involvement in the community hall project next door, or what roles are you playing in that?
Well, we joined about 10 years ago, and at that time there were still mutterings about we need to do something with the ceiling. Those plans were put on hold while we built the worship hall that we're currently sitting in. And after that was constructed 7 or 8 years ago, our thoughts went back to the community hall. We're aware that the ceiling needed a bit of attention. We were aware that once we started looking at the ceiling, we needed to be doing some rewiring. And the whole project then escalated into what we want is a community centre that is going to be fit for purpose for the next 20, 30 years. And that's what we've designed, and that's what we're aiming to deliver. My involvement really has been in terms of attracting funding, because it's quite a very big project, and the main funders have been Biffa Award, Bradford Council, Wesleyan Reformed Union Churches, and indeed our own members who have given a lot of money in order for this project to be able to progress.
Great, so that means you've got all the money to do absolutely everything you want for this project to finish on time.
If only.
Not quite, but we're near.
Okay. No, we've, and the architects as well have been very good in working with us.
Yeah, we've employed JB Langley, who's a local project management firm and design. They've come up with a design based on our ideas. They're managing the project, and the builders to WPF Solutions. Really good, and the whole thing is progressing on time and within the contract price.
Okay. So, right then, Anne.
Where are we short?
Exactly.
So we've got this lovely figure. You can't believe you can spend over £200,000 and still not have the dream fit out. But since we started the project, which was a long time ago, we've had Brexit, we've had labour shortages, we're now on inflation and a war. So that didn't quite mean that our funding...
And 12 Prime Ministers.
Yes! And a Chancellor a month for the past 4 months.
Okay.
So even though I've got a kitchen room with a ceiling and the walls planned out and a floor and no kitchen, but it looks like we might be able to beg, steal and borrow some kitchen units courtesy of fantastic Howdens, and we're hoping we might get hold of some commercial kitchen units to be able to fit in, because we're so desperate to connect to our community and serve food, and while people eat, they sit, they chat, they enjoy each other's company, and that's really where I feel that our next step out is.
Okay, but that doesn't sound like you're intending on catering for 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 people. You've obviously got, or you've been given a vision of a kitchen that will meet the demands however many people come in the hall?
Yeah, I think we need versatility. So it's a hybrid kitchen, and I want it so that if people want to nip in and make a cup of coffee because they've got a small little study group, they can do that without being intimidating. And yet, when we want to make a big tray of shepherd's pie and then get it out the fridge and into the oven and then into a serving hatch, we can get it out with wonderful hot food, and so we can scale it up or make it intimate depending just what people need.
So if we can get the kitchen, so I suppose the first test that we'll have is when the church, which is now registered as a warm space, when we have access to the hall and the kitchen in early December, hopefully if we can manage to raise more funds and get those things done, that will be a very good asset that will help us to help the people in our community.
Yeah, indeed. And I think, eating something nourishing, it doesn't just feed the body, it feeds the soul as well. So it's comfort food, isn't it, that we all...
And Shirley, when she came up with her idea for a food for thought, was that you would either come and bring a friend or come and meet a friend, or certainly create this really welcome community space where people would want to come along for companionship, for fellowship. That seems to fit right in with your...
Yeah, absolutely. But all our groups have a refreshment, because all our groups like to come together and enjoy each other's company, as well as either do their exercises or the choir comes and sings and practices, but we all enjoy a cup of tea and one too many biscuits. And there's always that element of refreshment as well as activity.
But as well as financial support, I'm sure that you would also be asking people to pray.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to support us in everything that we're doing for whatever God's plan is for the community now and well into the future.
Yeah, especially when there's a potential of equipment that may come to us. And it is God's blessing that will either make that happen or not. So, keep praying. If you're a prayer, please add us to your list.
Okay, well, we will come back and interview again in a few weeks and we'll see how we're doing, if that's okay with you.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Thank you and God bless.
Thank you.